Webafowethu ngicela ukubeka nokuzwakalisa ilaka lami mhlambe ke nokubeka wami umbono regarding inkulumo yakamuva kamhlonishwa uGeneral Nhlanhla Muanazi. I think he missed it completely. He was talking about the fact that the reason why South Africa has got such a high unemployment rate is because of unions that keep on demanding more and more and wanting to get increase. I think that was a speech that sounds like a speech from a politician who is a comprador capitalist who does not care. I think General Mukhwanazi was ill-informed, or he is just revealing something we didn't know was in him. Because this is what politicians also do to us. They come up with something, they earn our trust, and then we blindly follow them even when they lead us to the dungeon. We must be careful. I do not advocate for blind loyalty and or for following people even when they lead us to the pit. What General Muanazi is suggesting reflects that he does not care or he does not know. Because the reason for poverty is not because unions are negotiating for a better wage for those who are working, because he himself will not be willing to take a salary cut or a no increase. And therefore, to then think and believe that unions should not negotiate for workers to get a better salary when the cost of living has shot up as it does in this country is disingenuous. As a matter of fact, the issue of poverty and unemployment is not because unions are asking for more, but it is because the leaders, the political leaders of the country, want to create job scarcity so that they can control. You see, when you are an employer and you have to keep skills because you know you don't want to lose the skill, you pay more for the skill. But in order to pay less for the skills, you create scarcity of jobs so that where you advertise a position and you only need 3 people, you will have 900 people applying for that position. That means the skill pool is full with people who know how to do the work. And because there's so many people who are looking for that job, there are a number of them who have suffered for a long time and they are willing to settle for anything. That is what unemployment does. That is what capitalists do. This is what, when a government is capitalistic in its nature, they will create these things of job scarcity. They will make it a point that you can't even go on strike as workers, because when you do, they will even, as the Labor Relations Act of this country now suggests, that the employer has now a right to bring temporary people to do the work, because there's enough people looking for the work, even if they can work for another month or 2 weeks at least, so that they can put food on their table. So the issue of unemployment is not because of unions, it's because of politicians. And so General Mukhwanazi must rethink before he talks to us. The fact that we clapped hands and celebrated him when he revealed the corruption in the police sector does not mean we will agree with him when he talks things that are not correct. What he is suggesting is that people should not be paid sufficiently, and unions should therefore shy away from negotiating for what is good for workers, which cannot be fair and it cannot be accepted. I submit, if General Mukhwanazi meant what he said, he is just thinking like the other capitalist politicians who have fooled us to believe that they are socialistic in their thinking, and when they were in power, they began to reveal that they are actually comprador capitalists. I know that there are many people who are going to think that I'm crazy and I'm not making sense because they love General Mukhwanazi, and so do I for what he did in July. But for what he did in August, for his speech in August, I disagree with him completely, because workers cannot settle for less on the basis that the government is failing and that politicians are involved in corruption, and therefore the employment industry has been subjected to failures and joblessness. So, Nkwalenkosi, no, that's not how we go about it, my brother. No, you've missed it. You've missed it completely.